Alrighty, here we go. This is an AI war test. I've been promising to do a video that has some combat in it for quite some time. This is actually AI War 2 itself as it exists at the current time. So before we had separate prototypes for the visual side of things and for the simulation side of things. This is actually running an early version of the simulation with all the multi-threading and everything else, and it's running the visual side of it as well. You'll notice one thing that we don't have yet are squads. We do have the ships still individually on here, um, but I've done some interesting things with the ships kind of bobbing around a bit, and as they're flying, they have flight paths that aren't entirely linear either, which is nice. These are the home command stations right now. Later on, there'll be arcs instead. And then these are space docks right now, which is, these are just temporary stand-ins. Blue will do real graphics for these later. These are the wormholes, which I'm very uh, proud of how those came out. You can see we're really just cranking out ships like crazy right now. There's no icons for them at the moment in this situation. Um, Really to give a sense of scale to things, and wanted to move away from individual ship icons. Not that it's not possible, but I just think it gets looking cluttered, and so that's where squads come in. Squads will wind up making a whole lot of this look fancier. Although you can see, it still runs plenty well like this, but I think you lose either clarity, where are my ships again, or else you lose a sense of scale if you've got icons everywhere on your screen. So this is a nice middle ground. Now I haven't done much on the audio side yet. This is an AI wave that's coming in. My ships are in free roaming defender mode, and that was an AI wave that came in through that particular wormhole. The wormholes aren't labeled at the moment. Um, this is a somewhat rough early video because um, the display that you see here is something that is a bit decoupled from the underlying simulation. It's actually pretty cool because I'm going to spawn in some more ships of the AI here, having them get some more waves coming in. See, all my ships are like heading after it. That's 300 and some odd ships and 54 enemy ships. Bear in mind, this is not well optimized at all at the moment, visually speaking. The simulation underneath laughs at this, but visually speaking, this is not using any LODs. The level of details make it so that there's more efficiency with things that are further off. We do have efficiency in the batching and so forth, but um, that isn't applying for, I believe, the shots at the moment because of their nature. So, it can get a little nutty when there's a bunch of fighting. No big thing. Um, some of this relies on um, a level of special effect, which you can turn off or turn down as well. One of the interesting things about a level of detail, for instance, is when you're looking at a wormhole up close like this, you want to be able to see, all the cool details there, right? But then when you're looking at it from further away, there's one. I guess there's only two at the moment on this planet. When you're looking at them further away, we don't need remotely this amount of detail over there, and so it can drop the poly count, use one texture instead of two, and overall put less load on your graphics card. Multiply that by 400 some odd chips at the moment, especially their trail renderers, and it makes a big difference. It's actually just the shots, I think, that are being such a problem right now because um, I'm still at 100 frames a second right now, and there's um, some of these waves coming in here. Um, when I really crank up I'm spawning wave after wave here. So this is getting um, heavier and heavier. So, This is getting me down into the 40 frames a second um, realm, which the original AI War was locked to 20 frames a second. So it's not like this is some uh, grand tragedy if it drops to 40, although I certainly hope to maintain 60 at all times. But um, one of the other things that's nice about squads when those come up is that, frankly, a lot of these ships are too small to see even with LODs far off, they're just too small to see. And so we shouldn't be drawing them. We should be drawing the little squad banners above them. And then you can see, okay, there's, squad over there, blah, 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 blah. And then we can have thousands of ships on here, a lot of them 10 or 20 at a time in squads. And the ones that you're up close to look, um, actually, Blue and I are talking about having even higher detail than what we've got right now, and then the middle level detail will look about like this. And then the distant detail that you can't see anyway will be much kinder to your GPU. And so I'm really pleased about how that's um, coming along. Um, Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised just how well this runs um, without squads and without the shots being properly batched. Because I don't think these shots are batching at all for some reason. I'm not sure about the explosions. I have to dig into those particle systems more. The wormholes are not batching because they've got slightly too many vertices, but there's only so many of those on a planet anyway, so I don't care. Um, but yeah, if you're on a lesser graphics card, of course, no matter what, you'll be able to turn off explosions and turn down or off the shots, and you can turn down the explosions some as well, or turn off these background asteroids. Turn off if you don't like the glow, the um, the kind of ambient glow around things, that can be turned off or down if it's just a stylistic thing for you or a performance thing. Um, so there's a whole bunch of things if you're running on a lower end rig that you can turn down or off if you want to, or if you just feel like there's too much visual clutter. But that again is another reason for the squads, is to reduce the amount of visual clutter um, that you see when there's just ships that are hanging out like this. This is only 400 some odd ships, but it just feels a bit like a mess to try and manage them. In my opinion, I feel like I would be able to exercise much more strategic judgment if this was, say, you know, 40 or 20, depending, different squads of ships. They'd be both prettier and something I could just really easily position around the screen and stuff, around the gravity well. So um, that's something I'm looking forward to doing. But honestly, we wanted to show you a video prior to squads being out anyhow, just to kind of show the difference. So between this video and the next one, you would see how much squads add. Um, and then also, just we've been promising a combat video for a while, and originally I was going to make one um, that was kind of a scripted thing, um, something that was running in the engine, but that was using kind of cutscenes and stuff, and it would show you, these are the sort of particle effects we'll use, and this is what shots will look like, and all that sort of thing, and all that jazz. But instead, this is actually showing you a real, this is live gameplay. And all of my ships, I think I already said, are in free roaming defender mode. So I'm not actually having to do anything. They so outnumber whatever poor enemy forces come in here. Let's see if I can spawn enemy waves using a little dev testing thing here. So let's see what happens if I really 90 ships, blah, 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 blah. Come on. Let's see how many we can get in here. Come on. They're dying, it's kind of a, can I push the button faster than they die sort of a situation. Um, let's see what this does to the frame rate and stuff too. And this is interesting because the player ships are getting cranked out pretty fast as well, so they're not dying all that fast. Um, the space dock here is, there's two of them. This is actually two separate players on one home planet. So there's two space docks and two command stations here. But this is kind of a laggy um, 26 frames a second at the moment. I'm sure that recording this doesn't help, but even so, this can be optimized so much. And I mean, we've done a number of things prepping for performance. That's why it performs as well as it does. But the same time, 1,000 batches, that's ridiculous. We shouldn't have nearly that many. It's the shots. I didn't think to batch those at all just yet. I think there may be some shadowing going on some of this stuff inappropriately as well. Um, but by and large, it performs well. Let's look away at nothing and see what happens. So, um, 32 frames a second when I'm not actually looking at anything. So it's not just the actual visual load, it's actually moving around the particle effects and the ships and doing the line renderers. So that right there tells me that when I start doing distance-based culling and things of that nature, which squads will enable as well, where we can cull everything but the squad icon um, and still have it be interactive. Those sort of things, um, plus culling stuff that isn't within your view frustum, um, that will be, and by culling, I mean not doing updates to. It's already not being drawn, as you can see. I mean, it's batches 23. That's because we're not looking at all that. But at any rate, so there's a bunch of little improvements, and most of those don't actually even take that long. A lot of it's been kind of experimenting around to see what's going on with them. There's a really nice profiler in Unity at this point. It was a really, really bad profiler for many, many years, but now it's actually nice. So um, let's just dig right in and see where there are performance issues. And um, none of this is in Keith's code right now. It's all just updating the 3D space and stuff. And there's a million little trail renderers here and 400 some odd little trail renderers here. Not a million. And there's some excessive stuff that needs to be um, tuned toned down. It won't look particularly different. I mean, when we have squads, it'll look better. But in terms of the visual fidelity, one of the fun things about optimization is that I personally I really like optimization. Despite how optimized this whole thing is, um, there's still so much more room to squeeze even more out. So um, yeah, this is a preview of um, AI War One style combat where you've got individual ships versus individual ships, and it doesn't have the icons here, but just kind of lets you see just the ships themselves. I kind of like this view, honestly. I think that might make like a cinematic mode toggle or something where you can turn off all the little icons and stuff and just watch the pretty shooty bang bang. And yeah, so um, anyhow, hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll be showing you an update next week. I hope that we'll have squads in there at that point. And yeah, there's been a lot of integration work going on, which is why it's taken so long to get this video going in the first place. But I'm really pleased with the state this is reaching. Um, Thanks so much for watching and supporting the Kickstarter. This has been Chris Park with Arkin Games. I'm the producer, and Keith Lamoth is the lead designer on this. Then I'm doing the coding and whatnot for the art technical side while he does the coding for the simulation. Probably should have said all that at the start of the video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and catch up with you next time.